Hello and welcome back. Susan Zummo here, intuitive and originator of soul patterning harmonics. How are you feeling this week? Are you feeling wistful? Are you feeling anxious? Are you excited? How are you feeling this week? And the reason that I'm asking that is because many of us are feeling wistful. We're feeling nostalgic. We are longing for a simpler time, an easier time, a time that didn't have as much turmoil or upheaval, a time that was not as turbulent as the time that we're living in right now. And boy, do I understand that. We who are on this path, we who are here with me watching this video, doing this work, we live simultaneously in the past, the present, and the future. We are multidimensional, but we are also multi-time living as well. We live in the past in that we visit the past because we need to heal things in the past. We need to release things in the past. We need to let go of things from the past. We live in the present because we are here right now experiencing the world now, the present, and all that that entails. We also live in the future because we dedicate our energy and our vision to creating the future that we wish to see for ourselves and those we love. So while I was thinking about this today, my guy stepped in and said, you know, it's not easy. It's not easy being on this path. It's not easy living in 3 time periods at once. And we haven't even talked about the past or the future or parallel dimensions or densities or any of that. We're just talking about our own personal past, present, and future. And that's a lot right there. And I was reminded that we need to take a moment and pat ourselves on the back. Take a moment and celebrate the fact that we live in the past, present, and the future all the time. And yet, we are still able to maintain our bodies. We are still able to maintain a viable life. And we still meet our obligations and carve out time for ourselves to have some enjoyment. So, what I heard was no, it hasn't been easy. It might not be easy, but it will be getting easier. And I feel the easement of the future when I feel into the future. And I would encourage you to do the same. I feel the energy getting lighter. I feel things getting easier in my life to accomplish. Movement is easier, right? Relationships become easier, work becomes easier. There's an easement that takes place this year over the course of the year. And that makes me very hopeful and gives me a lot to look forward to. Now, I was also told that we want to be careful about our own addictive patterns. Now, we usually think about addictions in terms of alcohol or drugs or things like that. But I was reminded that addictive patterns can have a strong hold on us. So they said, it's okay to explore the past. You know, you might feel wistful when you think about the past. You might feel that it's something you want to get away from. But regardless, there's always something wonderful in the past. There may be a moment or moments in your past that you would love to go back to, that you would love to recreate in the present or the future. And that can be addictive, trying to recreate that moment or re-experience that moment. And I want to tell you, my past hasn't been that great. There's a lot of things that I don't want to go back and revisit. And yet, there are moments in my past that I have tried to recreate over and over again in my life. And I can tell you it doesn't work. Don't get hooked on nostalgia, was what I was told. It's okay to visit the past, but don't move in. You can look at it, you can revisit it, and then leave it. Close that door and move forward, right? Then they said, don't get caught in the present. Don't get hooked into the present of what's going on right now, right? We call that getting in the weeds, getting caught, getting hooked. Don't get caught in the present. That's another addiction. We can be addicted to events that are occurring right now. We can spend every waking moment researching, watching, reading, investing our time and energy. For what purpose? For what purpose? Right? We are looking for something in the present, and we might not be so happy with what we find, but we're going to spend a lot of time and energy doing that. So they said, don't get hooked in the news. Don't get hooked in outer events. Don't get addicted to the minutia, right? Now, we can be aware of what's happening around us. We can be aware of what's taking place in the world and in our communities, but we don't have to get addicted to it, right? When you wake up in the morning, if you're turning on the news or you're jumping on social media or you're pulling out that phone to see the latest, you're addicted. And it's good to be aware of that because we want to release addictive patterns. Now, the third aspect, of course, is the future. And the future is bright. That's what I heard. The future is bright. It is okay for us to hope for a glorious and wonderful future. It is absolutely fine for us to visualize our future, to dream about our future, and to invest our energy in the future. But don't get lost in dreaming. That can also be a trap because we can visualize the future. We can create and co-create the future. We can feel into the future, but we're still in the now and we still have the past to deal with. And so the caution was, don't get lost in dreaming, right? Don't get lost in the dream world. We must live in all three worlds: the past, the present, and the future. And we must find the balance to do that. Now, the last thing they said was, break your addictive patterns. The questions that I heard were, are you addicted to helping others? Are you addicted to putting everything and everyone before yourself? Are you addicted to negative thoughts? Are you addicted to fixing everything in your life and everyone in your life? Are you addicted to being in control? We have many, many unvisited addictions that we want to look at. And I find for those of us in our community, the toughest addiction is addicted to helping others. And now the psychologists are going to call that boundaries, right? And that's a good way to describe it. But is there something inside of you that makes you want to run out and fix others or heal others or take on for others before taking care of self? Of course, the other side of that is, are you addicted to being in care of self, right? Are you addicted to taking care of self to the exclusion of everything else? We must have balance. I remember many years ago, one of my teachers taught a group of us a healing technique to be used on ourselves. And we were instructed many times that this was for us, not for us to use with others. And I can't tell you how many people raised their hand and asked how they could apply this to everybody else. I can't tell you how many people wrote in after the seminar to ask about doing this on everybody else. We must care for ourselves. We must understand that self-care is more important than anything right now, or we are not going to be useful to anybody else. We must discern when it is time to care for us and when it is time to care for others, and it must be in balance. We are going to need every ounce of energy, every bit of intuition, discernment, compassion, and self-love that we have in the coming years, because we are going to be put to work like you have never seen. We are going to be fulfilling the tasks that we came here to fulfill, regardless of our age or stage of life. And so we need to be in the best possible shape that we can be to accomplish those tasks. And that means we have to take a moment to really acknowledge how far we've come, the work that we're doing, and to remind ourselves that while it hasn't been easy, it's going to get easier. And I think we're seeing a lot of that right now. So I want you to step back. I want you to pat yourself on the back. I want you to take a moment to celebrate and to acknowledge all that you have accomplished in your life, not what's left to be accomplished, not what still has to be healed or done or fixed or created, but all that has come to this moment. Because we want to honor the past. We don't want to get mired down in it. Recognize it, honor it. It is what has created the you that is in the present right now watching this. And it is you who is in the present right now watching this that is going to create your future and mine. We're going to do it together, and it's going to be great. Well, that's the message for this week. So celebrate, relax, and understand that you're doing an awful lot all at once, whether you are aware of it or not. And you should have a nice big pat on the back for that. I'm going to send you all my love, all my gratitude, and all my blessings for who you are and what you do every day.